So today I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I think the dev should add in a Dusty Trip, alright? Now most of these things are just stuff that I wish were in the Roblox Dusty Trip update. And if you have any, you can comment them down and I would say if they're a good idea or not. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the number one thing would probably be like a ranking system. Like in many games I've played such as Bed Wars, Blade Ball, they all have this ranking system, alright? Which is in Bed Wars you have you can play this game mode called Ranked, and if you win, you'll basically get you would go from bronze to silver. You get the point, right? And basically I thought it would be really cool if you could have this thing in Dusty Trip where you could just compete. Like you could fight, or you could just drive your car far. It would just be like a really cool thing to see. Plus in Dusty Trip there are like a lot of things to compete with. Like the Dusty Derby was one thing. You could fight and whoever won would get coins. But it would be really cool if you had the similar system but for ranking, because it would just provide a little bit of a way that you want to play the game, alright? People that are really pro, they don't just want to start a run again and again and again. It will get too repeating. It would just be really cool to grind for something good rank and be top 1, you feel me? And the second thing I wish were with the Dusty coins that you get in Dusty Trip, you could literally just lease cars or just rent cars, alright? In most games that I have played, if there's anything let's say in Blade Ball there's some abilities, right? You could rent out some abilities and stuff like that, which is just really cool since the player doesn't actually have to buy it for any Robux. And the thing is, this would suit Dusty Trip a lot since there's a lot of pay to win cars, and us free-to-play players don't really get to use some of these cars, alright? And if they had a renting system, we would get at least one shot at just trying these, and it would just help the game out a lot more since there would be more players because they know that they can just grind and try to get the car, alright? And for people who won't like competitiveness, if they don't like the ranking system and stuff like that, they would have cars to grind for, alright? And the next thing I guess is about to be in Dusty Trip, because if you go to your garage and there's this thing called trading, but it's not yet on Dusty Trip, it just says coming soon. But if this thing is what I think it is, which is you can trade your cars and weapons, that would be a really cool idea since players can trade rarity for rarity, alright? Plus if they added rarity for every car, which they already have by the way, you would see common, rare, stuff like that on the side. It would just be really cool to swap out cars, alright? Let's say I don't want the Humvee anymore because I've used it a lot. I could just go ahead and trade it for a fire truck or something, dude. And it would also help out a bunch of content creators as they could give away some cars and stuff like that. Also games that seem to have trading involved are also really popular games like MM2 and Adopt Me and all of these games where you can trade your stuff for something else. They all seem to be really popular stuff because players, if they don't want an item, they can just swap it out, alright? So the next thing would probably be free cars of the week, alright? Every time they do a weekly update, you could have a car that is free, alright? And all players can use it. It can be any pay to win car or any free to play car that they can just put on sale so that any player, new, old, any player can just go, equip it and play with it, alright? That would also, I think, bring a lot more new players because they would want to see what car is free and what car they can use, alright? And if they put some really good cars on sale, everyone is going to be using it and everyone will like it, alright? You can also make it so it can't be used in ranked and stuff like that. It would also bring in a lot of players because most people would again just play this game for fun, and they would love to use these free to play cars, alright? Plus if they put a car on the weekly thing, some players might find the car really fun, leading to them actually buying the car, alright? This would be a lot more profitable for Dusty Trip too, since it would just be win-win for the game and win-win for the players, alright? They would get a free car and Dusty Trip might get some sales because people might actually like the car and they get a chance to try it, alright?